A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Viewers and listeners, I hope you are well and are benefiting from our videos. Dear viewers, the martyrdom of Imam Muhammad Baqir, peace be upon him, is a tragedy in the Islamic world that closed the great chapter of knowledge, wisdom, teaching, and generosity among Muslims. The Umayyads had hatred and intense hostility towards the family of Muhammad from the very first day, from Imam Ali peace be upon him to the martyrdom of Imam Muhammad Baqir peace be upon him. The Umayyad rulers were directly involved in every martyrdom. In the last few years of the imamate of Imam Muhammad Baqir, although the Umayyad dynasty was fighting for its own survival, the hatred and hostility of the Umayyads towards the family of Muhammad did not diminish. It is stated in the book Tazkiratul Khawas that Imam Muhammad Baqir, peace be upon him, had felt that his time was coming to an end, and after this feeling, he went to his paternal aunt, Sayyida Fatima bint Imam Hussain, peace be upon her, and he informed them of his death and said that now I am 58 years old. Hazrat Fatima bint al-Hussain, peace be upon her, became very sad when the Imam, peace be upon him, spoke to his aunt because she knew that Imam Muhammad Baqir, peace be upon him, was among those members of the family who had escaped the sword of the enemies in the Battle of Karbala. It is narrated that Hisham bin Abdul Malik went for Hajj. There he saw Imam Muhammad Baqir, peace be upon him, teaching the people, sitting in the sacred mosque with knowledge and wisdom. Seeing this, Hisham's hostility turned away. Then it also happened that during the Hajj, Imam Jafar Sadiq, peace be upon him, delivered a sermon in a public gathering in which, among other things, he also said that we are the caliphs of God on earth and we are his proof. When Hisham, after completing Hajj, returned to Syria, he summoned Imam Muhammad Baqir and Imam Jafar Sadiq, peace be upon them, to Damascus. Allama Baqir Sharif Qureshi, in his book Hazrat Imam Muhammad Baqir, From Birth to Martyrdom, has explained the reasons for the martyrdom of Imam Muhammad Baqir, peace be upon him, among the most important of which are the events that happened to Imam Baqir in Syria. He states that when Imam Muhammad Baqir arrived in Damascus with his son Imam Jafar Sadiq, Hisham did not meet him for a few days. Then finally he was called. Archery and target practice was being held on one side of the court. Hisham invited Hazrat Imam Muhammad Baqir to also take up his bow and shoot arrows. The Imam said, "This is the work of the youth, since I have reached the threshold of old age. So please forgive me for this." But Hisham was determined to prove his clumsiness in the court. When he kept on insisting, the Imam shot an arrow that hit the target exactly. Then he shot a second arrow that went into the end of the first arrow and got stuck. In fact, he shot several arrows one after the other, which kept getting stuck in the first arrows. Hisham was enraged to see your success and he planned to kill you. The second incident was that the Imam had debated with Hisham on the issue of imamate and he had defeated Hisham several times in arguments. Because of this debate, he had hatred and grudge against Imam. Similarly, the third incident that occurred in Syria is that in which he had debated with the greatest Christian scholars of Syria and also defeated them. This Christian scholar had admitted his defeat, and the discussion of this debate was going in the whole of Damascus and the surrounding areas. This success also added fuel to Hisham's jealousy. Allama Najmul Hasan Karawi has stated that although he was promoting Islam due to his scholarly gifts and blessings, yet Hisham bin Abdul Malik had him martyred by poison, and he was martyred on the 7th of Zilhajj 114 after Hijri in Medina. Imam Muhammad Baqir made a will for his son, Imam Jafar Sadiq, peace be upon him, to be shrouded in the same shirt in which he used to pray, and he wanted to carry a witness of his worship with him in this way. One of the other wills of Imam, peace be upon him, was that he had endowed some of his wealth and ordered that this wealth should be spent on such lamenting women who would lament for him in Mina for 10 years. Viewers, the purpose of his action was that the largest gathering of the Islamic world is held in Mina every year in connection with the Hajj, and people from all over the Islamic world gather there. When the lamenting women lament, the entire Islamic world will come to know about the oppression and injustice of the Umayyads, and they will also know what atrocities the Umayyads had inflicted on them. Hazrat Imam Muhammad Baqir was poisoned and he started to die. In his last moments, he was busy with the remembrance of Allah and recitation of the Quran. In this state, his soul flew to his supreme companion, the person who had enriched the world with knowledge and thought, and who had no equal at that time left this world. With his death, the sun of the history of knowledge and thought has set. Yes, viewers, this was our today's video. We request you to share the link of our videos that you like with your circle of friends and become a part of the promotion and dissemination of the knowledge of Muhammad and the family of Muhammad, peace be upon them. Take utmost care of yourself and your loved ones and continue to distribute ease among Allah's creation. May Allah be your supporter and helper. Till next time, Allah Hafiz.